we all thought 1 week ago, because of all this stuff's going on, the Reserve Bank's not going to put the rates up again because they're going to sit back and wait and see what happens.
Yep.
And because there is a thesis out there, and you know as well as anybody, the Reserve Banks of around the world, their equivalents, are basically take the view, we'll keep tightening, we'll keep putting rates up until we break something.
Yes.
Well, we'll put it this way. When we break something, we've got to stop.
Correct. We'll keep putting rates up because we still have this, even though inflation's coming down quite nicely, it's not as rapidly as most central banks would like. They'd like it to get back to the target range sooner. And because it's taking a little longer than perhaps they would have thought 6 months ago, they're still hiking. And as you said, they'll hike and hike. You know, it's a bit like the the boiling frog analogy. You keep turning up the water, the frog's in cold water. You turn up the water, oh, it doesn't matter. Then finally it jumps out.
Yeah.
And I think the bank's problems that we just identified is that, I won't say a breaking point because it's only a few banks that have been broken. It's not the whole economy.
Correct.
But nonetheless, people are looking at what's happening and then taking a step back, looking at the hard data on the economy too and saying there's a slowdown happening.
So we haven't really broken what they want to break. What they really want to break, though, is people spending money. And
Yes.
and vendors putting prices up, which is creating inflation.
Correct. That's it in a nutshell.
So they haven't broken the right thing. So
Yep.
I think personally, right now, the noise is just noise around banks getting into trouble. I don't think it's enough at this stage for our RBA to not increase rates. They may not increase rates, but the noise is not enough for them to not increase rates. That's my position. If the data tells them to increase rates, he made it pretty clear in the last statement that if he needs to, he will. What do you think they're going to do?
I think they're on hold. I think that the numbers on balance are suggesting that they probably don't need to do a lot more yet. So, and one of the things that I've learned looking at the RBA over, 30-something years, is that even if they pause in, let's just say they pause April, May, June, just for argument's sake, and then we do find in July, unemployment's fallen more. Oh, we actually do have a wage issue and that inflation deceleration hasn't been all that significant, they can hike again. You know, what we've actually seen this last 12 months is very rare. Hiking 10 meetings in a row, well, it's never happened before. If you look back at history on both cuts and hikes, they often do 2 hikes, sit back for 3 months, do another couple of hikes, sit back for a couple of months, do another one. And that's how they generally have managed monetary policy in the past. And I think it would be prudent just to take a step back. You know, there's a lot in the pipeline and some of these indicators are weak. Now, they genuinely are weak. So do you need to do one more to achieve your inflation target, or let's just take a time out, have a cup of tea, come back in a month's time, have a look how the data's gone. And if the data's weakened, fine, they don't do anything. If the data's still resilient, okay, we'll do another one in May, June, July.
Koukie, great to talk to you again, mate. I'm sitting back to wait to see which one we get.
Oh, the April board meeting will be a corker. All eyes on the RBA website.
Big time. Thanks, mate.